Hi, my name is Ankit Sheth. Recently, I've been struggling to fight mental illness, and I'm going to channel my fight by asking a bigger question. How do we, as those who are not labeled as heroes, to save the day, either for themselves or society? I decided to ask this big question because a combination of my experiences over the last year and the stories we have heard in class. I felt a surge when I heard the golden water story, because like the little girl, I too have been overshadowed by an older sibling. This story manifests the concept that the underdog is actually not an underdog, because they actually have the potential for greatness. I really connected to the little sister because thinking this way is a way to combat mental illness and depend on the unexpected heroes. She wasn't the strongest, wisest, nor the most dependent, but she was brave, and I think that's something we all should learn from. There was another story that brought up resonance in relation to this question. This story was the one with the cane rat. The cane rat was not supposed to try to save the guest, but he did, and in doing so he proved that regardless of size, the rat could still help people. I think that this story points fingers at prejudice, and that when we hear about rats we think of needy or greedy creatures, but the cane rat proves us wrong, and it proves that perceptions can be deceiving. One story that really complicated this question was that of the courage of an underdog in the tales of Panchatantra. There is a man who spends his life trying to satisfy the king's demands in order to win the princess's hand in marriage. This man does not win the princess's hand, but his blindness is crucial to contributing to the idea that arrogance is not something that will help our society. His blindness is also countered with the intelligence of another man who, rather than spending his whole life after one goal, decides to be diverse, and he is the one who wins the hand of the princess's wedding. On the local level, I see such impact of the question in the movement of the Black Lives Matter movement. The people who have been a part of this movement are those who no one labeled as heroes, but are actually contributing to social equity around the country. I think the idea of the underdog really supports the Black Lives movement because these are people who are fighting but weren't expected to fight. These are people who are told to be defeated but are resilient and holding on because they want to survive and thrive.